have you here again. So the next few flows that you're going to see me post or classes in general, their styles will still be consistent with what you've been seeing, but the cadence and the rhythm of them will be slightly faster. There'll be shorter classes just so that there's stuff available for you all when you only have maybe 15-20 minutes to flow in the morning or in the evening. And in those limited time slots, I want you to have something that's available to you. So this will be a beginner's flow, pretty quick one, should be 20 minutes or less. We're going to jump right in, and it's going to really focus on the feet and the legs today so that we'll get some orientation with what we're doing in standing poses. The stuff that we do today will be applicable in a lot of different poses that we'll come across standing in classes that you might take in the future. So we'll start with the feet. Take a deep breath in and a full exhale out. Maybe a sigh. Try that one more time. Deep breath in and a full exhale out. Take a look down at your feet. Next time you inhale, lift all of your toes up. And as you lift your toes off the mat and float them, try to spread them as far apart from one another as you can. And just notice what that does to your feet. Figure out, what muscles in your feet can you activate? What do you have a relation with that allows you to spread your toes or even lift them up? And if that's a challenge, just work with that challenge. All of these pieces will be building on that. And, we'll try step by step. And if maybe it's tricky to find today, maybe in a week, it's something that you can find a little bit easier. Maybe in a month, you're like, oh, you could do it in your sleep. So this is something I'd say try it every day or try it multiple times over the course of a day, a few times, and then it'll start to hopefully catch on. As you're spreading your toes, plant your big toes down, just the big toe, and then lift the big toe back up. And then lower your big toe and lift your big toe. And lower your big toe and lift your big toe. Lower your big toe and lift your big toe. That's coming pretty easy. We'll try to add on. Lower your big toe. Keep breathing as you do this. And I find that exhale is good for the points of pressing down. So when you're trying to lower your toe, exhale as you lower. Might give you some support. And as well as you're trying to press down into the outer edges of your feet, which is what I'm asking you to do next, try to exhale and push into the outer edges of your feet into the floor. Now don't forget to keep pressing through your big toe, but as you press through your big toe and the outer edges of your feet, you might feel the arches of your feet do something. If you feel anything, any activity, we're in the ballpark. Relax your feet, shake it out. We'll do it all one more time together, and then we'll add some movement. Before we get started, grab your block if you have one. If you don't have a block, grab a book or two. And you might also want a blanket for later on. Place your block in between your thighs. And as you place your block between your thighs, it'll likely give you space between your feet for most of us. So as you lift your toes this time, squeeze your block. Keep a slight bend in your knees, and then lower your big toes. As you lower your big toes, try to really push into the knuckle of your big toe where it meets the rest of your foot. And as that part gets heavy, push into your outer heels and feel your feet engage the ground. As your arches do something, don't worry too much about what they're doing right now. Just see if you can feel your feet activating. Squeeze your block. And imagine if you wanted to tear your yoga mat right down the center, could you push your feet apart from one another? They won't move because your mat is likely sticky. But just feeling the sensation of your legs trying to squeeze and push out at the same time. Feeling the stability and engagement of your legs. Stand up tall. Inhale, lift your arms up over your head, look up. Exhale, twist to your left. Reach your arms out to a T and look over to your right thumb. Inhale, unwind, lift your arms up. Exhale, twist to the left, look out to your left thumb. Keep squeezing your block and pushing through your feet. Inhale, unwind. Grab opposite elbows or reach your arms straight up to you. As you exhale, lean to the right, push down into your left foot. Turn your chest up towards the ceiling and inhale your way up. Exhale to the left. The chest turning up. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Let your head be heavy. Squeeze your block and inhale, halfway lift. Keep pushing down through your feet. Exhale, fold over your legs. Squeezing the legs, pressing the feet down. Inhale, stand up, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, once again, twist to your right. Looking to your right thumb. Inhale, unwind, lift your arms. Exhale, twist to the left. Look to your left thumb. Nicely done. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, side bend to the right. Push down through your left foot. Inhale, up through center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Push down through your right foot. Chest is turning up the whole time. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Keep the legs active. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands can come to your shins or even to another block. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up. Big rise, reach up with your arms, long stretch. And exhale, lower your arms. Take your block from between your legs, place it back off to the side, and actually you could place your blocks one to each side towards the top of your mat. Those will come in handy in a moment. Now shake out your legs and just feel all that activity. You've co-contracted your legs, squeezing them in and pressing them out. The feet maybe have gotten a little warm from that engagement. And let's get the feet on just a tad bit more. All we're gonna do is just lift your heels off the ground about an inch. So just standing on your toes, but not quite your tippy toes. And from your toes, the reason we don't want our tippy toes is because what we're gonna try to do is maybe lift up the toes on just one foot to start. So try to lift up your toes on your right foot. See what that feels like. Just to feel only the toe mounds where your toe connects to your foot on the ground. So now my heel is up, my toes are up on my right foot, but the toe mound is down. And I'm finding that pressure in the big toe knuckle and maybe even in the pinky toe knuckle. And now switch sides. Heels up on both sides, and then just lift the toes on the left. So the heels on both sides are off the ground, and just the toes on the left are off. So there's a little balance happening. But then there's also this sensation in your left foot of what it feels like for your toe mounds and your knuckles to press down. All right, relax your feet. A little muscle memory hopefully sunk in there. We're gonna try some stuff. And again, quick flow. So we're just gonna learn a few poses. We're gonna put them together, and this is gonna be movements for the legs that are actually good things to do if you sit a lot, or just if you haven't practiced a lot of yoga on a daily basis and you feel like you have tight hips, or you feel like your legs could be stronger and have a little bit more stability and flexibility. This should be good for you really quick. Point your toes forward, and with your feet under your hips, take a big step back. Pause. Forward fold first. Bring your hands to your blocks. Getting ahead of myself, I was excited. Take a big step back with your right foot. You're gonna keep your back knee lifted and find your blocks framing your front foot. Blocks around the left foot, push back through your right heel, and now push down through your left foot, so activate the foot. Maybe you lift the toes, left big toe presses down, outer heel presses down. If that helps you engage the foot, you can use that every time. And now once you get your foot activated and your back heel is pressing back, just like you did when you had your block between your thighs, try to gently squeeze your thighs towards the center line and feel stability in your legs as you do that. Let your core engage, and maybe you even reach your chest forward more without changing the legs at all, just lengthening your spine. Beautifully done. All right, here we are. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose. Let the muscle memory tap in. Quick little exploration of the feet and hips. With your next exhale, I want you to take a little step forward with your back foot so that your heel can come down and the toes will still generally point forward. And then take your front knee and straighten your leg. So both sets of toes are still pointing forward. And you can always step your back foot off to the right a little bit more to have more space between your feet. Don't stand on the same line. Now with that space between your feet, try to take your left hip with your left thumb and draw it back as much as possible. Reach your chest forward. And as you take your next exhale, fold over your left leg. This is pyramid pose. So we just transitioned from our low lunge into a pyramid pose from stretching the front of the back hip to stretching the hamstring on the front leg. The front foot can still be engaged, pushing through the big toe mound. Outer heel presses down. And you might find that actually lengthens the leg, but also supports it as well, so that you can fold with some strength in the leg, and you don't need as much weight in your hands. So you see I'm here, no hands. Here's an option for a variation if you feel really stable. That's up to you. Inhale, reach your chest forward. Place your blocks off to the side and plant your hands, bending your front knee, coming back to your lunge. You can step your back foot back some, and then we're just gonna step the left foot back, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back while pressing your chest to your thighs. You have the option of lowering your knees, coming to a child's pose. Knees could go wide, big toes together here, or knees could be together. Arms could be back or forward, whatever is gonna be the most reasonable for you. But if you would like a little challenge, stay with me here in downward facing dog. Press your chest towards your thighs. Lift your toes. Lower your big toe. Press your outer heels towards the ground. And then with a little bend in your knees, see if you can find the length in your legs and in your spine to get your hips to go as high as they can go. Take an inhale here. Exhale, big step forward with the right foot. And as we set up to switch sides, find your blocks, framing your right foot again. Press your left heel back firmly so the left leg is nice and straight and firm. Lift the toes on your right foot. Lower your big toe. Press down through your outer heel. Once the foot engages, squeeze the inner thighs together like you did when your block was there. Reach your chest forward from the stability of your legs. Get light in your hands, maybe onto your fingertips. Option for a variation if you've done this a couple times, to reach your arms forward alongside your ears like this here. You could also reach the arms back. That would be a step down. And you're always welcome to stay with the hands on the blocks. Inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale completely each time. On your next exhale, step your back foot forward. Let your heel come down and take some space between the 2 feet so that you're not on the same line. Straighten your right leg. Bring your right thumb to your right hip crease. As you draw your hip back, reach your chest forward. Inhale deeply. Exhale, fold forward over your straightened right leg. Keep pushing through the big toe mound on your right foot. Outer heel still keeps a little bit of the weight. And as you feel the right leg stabilize, maybe again, less weight in the hands, and really reach forward with the chest as you draw your right hip back to stretch the right hamstring. Place your blocks off to the side, bend your front knee, plant your hands, wiggle your left foot back, inhale. Exhale, step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Nicely done. All right, we're gonna try something. This might be a challenge. You're welcome to keep your knee bent when you do this first part. That'll make it a little less challenging. If you want the whole challenge, try to keep your leg very, very straight. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. So maybe it's straight. Maybe you bend it right away and just go here. That would be the less challenge. For more challenge, straighten the leg. On your exhale, hug your right knee into your chest, step your foot forward. Work it forward however you got to get it there. Maybe it's 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, a wiggle. Use your right hand to help it forward, however you got to get it there. And then we're going to find our blanket potentially. Place that under our left knee. And then lower our left knee down onto the blanket. You can use your blocks again here to lift yourself back up. Point your left toes so that your shin comes to the ground. And if the block gets you high enough to feel some sort of stretch on the front of your left hip flexor, great. If you got enough there, stay here. If you want a little more, hands come up to the knee. If you want more challenge and a little bit more stability work and not just the flexibility, lift your left arm or both arms. This is Anjaneyasana, another form of low lunge. So in this position, there's so many ways to accentuate the stretch on your left hip. My favorite are pressing the back foot down and squeezing my left cheek. So the rear leg cheek, that will give you a nice stretch on the front. Also squeezing my core in stabilizes your low back and also gives a nice addition to this stretch sensation. So as you get there, you really don't have to sink the hips too far forward sometimes, just engage. And then once you've got enough, stay there for one more breath. From here, plant your left hand either on the mat or on a block. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, just twist your chest open to the right, up towards the ceiling. The option here is to wiggle your right foot out to the right some more to create space, and maybe bend your left knee. Maybe the left foot just comes off the ground. Maybe you reach back with the right hand, see if you can grab it. If you do, just take one breath and then gently release it. Bring your left hand back to the ground. Tuck your, right hand back to the ground. Tuck your left toes under. Lift your left knee off the mat. Inhale, reach your chest forward. Exhale, step your right foot back, downward facing dog. One more time. Press your chest towards your thighs. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, left knee to your chest, step it forward between your hands. Lower your right knee down onto your blanket. Gently squeezing the thighs together for stability. Walk your hands up to your knee, the blocks, or maybe the arms lift. Remember, point your right toes, press your shin down, squeeze your glute. And then let the hips sink forward as you draw your low belly in and up. Notice that the two hips might be different, so you don't have to do the exact same position or amount of engagement on this side. This side might need something slightly different, so you can listen to your body, especially if you've done this a few times, and you started to notice the difference between the two sides. Honor that difference. Did a nice long hold on the front side, so we'll do that on this side as well. On the first side, I should say. With your next exhale, plant your right hand. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, turn your chest to the left. Maybe your left hand stays on your knee. Option to bend your right knee. Reach back for your right foot with your left hand. If the 2 points reach, bring the foot close to the seat. Take one breath. As you exhale, release gently. Plant your hands inside your left foot. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. Inhale, reach your chest forward. And exhale, step your right foot forward outside your hands. Yogi squat. So you can either come right down into your squat here, or you can set up blocks for yourself. Maybe you just need one block for a little support, and you're still working to open your hips by pressing your knees out. Maybe a couple blocks so that you can sit up higher if this is a very, very new position. And then from there, I would suggest just working to try to lift your chest up, draw your knees out and back. So the closer we can get to this position, the better chance we have of getting to this position. And then ultimately, maybe no blocks. Here we are. Wherever you are in your yogi squat, you're welcome to shift left to right, just rocking into your hips, however it's calling to you, whatever makes sense, whatever feels soothing. And then very slowly, place one hand behind you at a time to help you down to a seat. However you need to get there, plant your hands behind you and create some space so that you can windshield wiper your knees left to right. down to your elbows. And then down to your back for just a few more windshield wipers. And as you feel ready, let your arms rest at your sides. Let your legs straighten out in front of you. Take some space between your feet so that they're wider than your hips. And allow some space between your arms and the sides of your body so your shoulders can be heavy. Take one more active breath in through your nose. You're welcome to sigh it out your mouth. Releasing yourself for at least a whole minute. To not need to do anything or be anywhere else, but to just be here on your mat. Be with yourself. Be with your practice. If you're ready to continue your day, start to take some deep breaths and take gentle movements in your body. And if you're not, you're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. Finding your way maybe into a long stretch, shaking your head, and however you like, making your way over to one side, curling up into a ball for fetal position. And before you enter your day, just taking a moment to take the presence of your practice with you. That ability to be present with something as minute and as tiny as your toes, where you're pressing through your heel. And knowing that that foundation supports all of the larger, more noticeable expressions, whether it's on or off of our yoga mat. So taking your awareness of subtlety with you, press up to a comfortable seat. And as you find your seat, you're welcome to join me with your hands together at your heart center. Let's take one deep breath all together. Inhale deeply. And exhale completely. Hopefully, as you continue your day, the awareness of subtlety supports all of the things that you decide to invest your time in. Thank you for sharing your time, your energy, and your practice. Namaste. All right, y'all. Well, these quick ones are always fun for me. So give me some feedback. Shoot me an email if you enjoyed this. And hopefully, I'll be producing some more of these for you all soon. Have a good one. Peace.